New stock price has been on the decline over the last 7 days, ripping down from a fake breakout. Prices exiting this channel, looking to go higher before it got shut down quickly. Are we going to see a big bounce step into play here for NEO to reach higher levels? Or is price action going to drop lower, creating new lows? We're going to break into that as always, getting first to the weekly just-in-time chart. I'm going to jump to the daily and the hourly. So first and foremost, with this weekly analysis, guys, there still remains to be a broad range on the chart from your super strong support level, which price held for pretty much 8 months. Your strong bounce coming back. You did break that when price revisited the zone here. Boom, that was the top resistance where you had that very sharp rejection, and from there we did reject at the end of 2025 again. So it's around that $8 radius. So price is very close, very clearly to rising to that. We ended up topping up around $7. We did figure we could reach fully $7.58. Did fall a little bit short with that prediction, but that point in time we started to pull back, and the focal over the last analysis was, can this low hold? As over the last few weeks price has been stepping up, still holding market structure bullish, stepping higher lows, but the last big low where price was trying to battle around was exactly at that low, at your $6 to that 580 level, and sadly we did break that. That was the bearish signal we mentioned in our last analysis, as the buyers were trying to sit here and slowly work their way up to rally, and it got shut down. So as of right now, from the weekly adjusted time chart, it does make for an interesting analysis. I'm not bearish from the long term, but I'm not bullish. I do think that, eventually this bounce will subside, and I think we get back to that low volatility consolidation. I still very much like this press up that we've seen over the last few months here in NEO, although it did give it back, and some earnings and news definitely were catalysts to that, guys. Just had earnings a few days ago. But as of right now, from a technical standpoint, definitely does appear some more downside would come, but I think it's going to slow down, and then eventually we'll get into consolidation. Now, maybe not, a 15 tight week consolidation like this, but to me, I do believe that soon this downside will subside, and we're going to consolidate and sit. And at that point in time, we're going to see if price has the muster to keep rallying, keep going, or we're going to enter this very lethargic downtrend. So that is the weekly long-term analysis for NEO stock price. As of right now, it's very much to be determined. But if I had to lean aside, I would probably lean bearish. But to be fair here, there's a lot of data we need to see. So we're going to continue to track that one live. And then to the daily analysis, where we see each candle is 1 day. You do see this very sharp red, retracement, obviously with earnings. And that was a big gap down. My earnings were not what the buyers wanted, and price action has shown it. Very large gap down. And, this is a classic fake 101 breakout. We had this really tight channel leading back to that 580 support level. We felt very strong there that we're going to rally for a bounce. And it was near term, right? You seen that quick rally pop out of this channel, but then immediately push back to that zone. So right here, we mentioned, hey, if we pop back in this descending channel, if we break that level, $6, start to separate from 6, there's a really good chance we start to get bearish here, and then 580 is your must-hold level. So price broke those levels and is very reactive from that, very clearly knifing down. So, this move didn't happen out of nowhere. This fake breakout was quick, but after that, the reaction, trying to get back towards this level where we found that nice big breakout, price could not hold it, and we just plummeted. So once again, guys, earnings, news, the things do add variance to the technical analysis, and you clearly see that on the time chart. I do think the next few days we actually stay pretty lackluster. I don't think you see big fluctuations to the up or the downside. For me, this does seem we could have more days like this, consolidation candles, really just marinating, building energy. You could see 1, 2, 3 more of these, and then price makes up its mind come Wednesday, Thursday. Perhaps we do see a slight decline, but we're not going to see any sort of meaningful movements with this price action. Whereas we just rip down to really big support levels right around that $5 level. Very sharp press back, but $1.50 in just a week. So many red candles in a row that the strength from the sellers is very clearly there. But even if they want to keep this going, you're likely going to have to press up and, consolidate in some sort of a bear flag or some sort of bearish structure to then knock lower. But as of right now, it's definitely too much too quick. I do expect consolidation to sit and simmer, fill that gap, press to 540, then likely just consolidate. And then to the 1 hour analysis, the last step, this is a very sharp descendant channel. We did mention this starting over here within our last analysis. Price just in this very tight funnel where you're just funneling in this channel, just funneling. We're trying to escape it heading into earnings, but obviously we gap down, right? So it's been a really tough ride down, and price once again needed to break the short-term metric to perform upside, and you just didn't see it. So The Bears have continued to win the battle day after day. You see price rip down, consolidate for the rest of the day, then come the next day, price gaps down, consolidate for the rest of the day, etc., and so on. I mean, we've just been repeating this pattern, right? Every single day, markets come, we gap down, then we consolidate. Typically come the next day, we gap down. So I do think this tendency ends out, should consolidate here, pretty high confidence, and fill in that 540 gap. But I don't think we run past that, guys. News that sellers of a lot of momentum, and they want to take control, but the magnitude, the measure of this press back so quick, the buyers are almost indefinitely going to press back a little bit come the next few days, but I don't think it's that strong. I think you just fill the gap, consolidate, build some more friction on this very important level, and with that energy built, price going to make up its mind. Are we going to try to rally back, or is price going to tumble deeper? If we do tumble deeper at this point in time, then you could be entering, obviously, a more long-term downtrend, right, for a couple weeks. So definitely not going to want to see this low of this week being taken out around that psychological $5 level. Not to mention as well, there is a gap to fill at $5 as well, guys. Look at this very large gap up from earnings. So $5 is a very important level. Absolute must watch. NIO moves quick, guys. If you watch this one for some time, you know it. And that's why we're on this each and every single week. Once again, very nice breakout. Price wanted the breakout outside of this channel, and we popped right back. This is a fake breakout. So NIO still stayed very technical, and we're definitely going to know what to want to watch for that reversal to potentially play out, or price to drop down lower and lower and lower. Till the next time, guys, have a good one as always. Peace.